technology should work. Cool. Okay, so my name is Nik Hawks on social media crap in Bristol, Canada. I run a consulting company called Gold Hawks. I talk to a ton of DePIN projects across the space, and so it's pretty cool to get to share this conversation with these guys with you. For those of you guys who don't know who's up here, we have basically like the grandfathers of helium and the corporeal bodies of Abhay. Do you want me to say it right or wrong? Yeah. And Raullen and IoT. So we've got helium and IoT up here. Helium is the one that everybody knows about. It's the easy one to bash. It's the big gorilla in the room. Easy to take those cheap shots at it, but it is the one that started the whole DePIN space for the kind of general crypto public. And then IoT is one of those projects that very few people understand, but it's actually being super helpful across the space. If you think of it as they make all the blockchain stuff easy for projects that are actually building physical things. That's probably the easiest and very simple, maybe oversimplified way to think of it. But super, like, really focused on doing kind of a public good across the space. And then flanking those guys, we've got David, who ran his own L1 before coming to GeoNet, which is a satellite positioning company. We're helping satellite position get way more accurate. And on the far side, Yonatan. I'm not letting these guys introduce themselves, I'm gonna fucking take forever. We've got Yonatan, who's, as I said, Israeli guy. He's throwing these satellites up into space, and they're super secure because no one can get there and fuck with them. And then the rest of you guys who are doing your DePIN projects can use those, or DeFi projects can use those to have security up in space. That's semi-close? Cool. We may talk at the end about which one of these guys crashed a washing machine into the moon. But before we go there, let's start with the whole public good thing. And that will be Raullen at IoT. Can you walk me through this whole DePIN scan thing? Because at IoT has been on this public good warpath. Walk me through what you're doing DePIN scan.
Yeah, so I think everybody knows Ether scan, right? Or Polygon scan, or Arbitrum scan. So the same thing, like we do something called DePIN scan, because we do think this space is some public good, right? So people can actually use without building this by yourself. So we look around all the projects. Every project has a map, says, oh, I have this many devices, this many like roads has been measured or video tagged, right? So we said, let's just build like a one, fucking unified one for everybody to use. It's free. It's completely like a permissionless. And let's do that. So leverage our technology. It's called WebStream. It's like a decentralized verification protocol. So you can, very simple, just like integrate your device into DePIN scan, and then everybody here can see your data, including like VCs, institutions, CEX, DEX, data aggregator, coin market caps, and so forth. That's about it.
Yeah, it's one of the best ways to get a really broad view of the market quickly, and also a pretty deep dive, at least really quickly, on any given project. So DePIN scan is pretty cool. And I would say it's in general a public good. I forgot to do it at the beginning of this one, but I know this is a long day. Can you guys just stand up right now? I'll do something a little bit different. Maybe turn around and say hi to your name real quick. I'll give you about 30 seconds to say, hey, my name is whatever the fuck your name is, and then sit back down. Now, don't be afraid, smile. Don't get this wrong. Awesome. That's fine. You guys can sit back down. I know it gets kind of sleepy at the end of the day. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. Let's go to Abhay, and we'll talk about helium gets hit a lot with like, hey, helium did this wrong, or they did that wrong, and they really screwed this up. Those guys don't know what they're doing, and they fucked up this wireless network. They don't know how to build that thing, or they don't know where we're in. The fact of the matter is they built the whole thing. They built the reason that all of us are in the room. And so the question that I asked Abhay to help us answer, because a lot of you guys are founders, maybe investors, maybe some deployers, some infrastructure builders, what's up, Elijah, is what do you see in the rear view that are mistakes you guys have already made that you can help other projects avoid making?
Interesting. So what have we done? It's funny, right? Like, yeah, I don't think we were the first, by the way. I would say
first and the biggest.
My peers definitely mentioned. And there's been a couple of others as well. But I would say that we're definitely the largest network that has grown in the last 3 years. We launched in 2019 and sort of saw an explosion of almost 1 million hotspots being on board on the network, which is pretty incredible. And that's really testament to the community. I think there's a couple of things that I've thought about, at least in the last year or two, to see what we would have done differently. I think incentivization is obviously the hard part with all of these kinds of networks, right? And who are the folks that are incentivized in our network? Today it's coverage producers, And then, the sort of core of the network is the fact that everything is permissionless. Anyone can put a hotspot up, anyone can use the network. The part of that that isn't really addressed is the sort of middle layer. I would say folks that enable users, like we call them OUIs, we call them routers, we call them consoles. Like, there actually hasn't been a lot of thought in like how do you incentivize those to stay, and how do you incentivize those to sort of enable other applications on the network. We launched back in 2020 the first console for